Android 11 custom ROM development is going crazy in Redmi 8 and here is one of them installed on our device. This is the ConquerOS 4.7 CAF ROM which is based on the Android version 11. Android 12 ROMs are also available. There are two versions, one is ArrowOS and the second one is Pixel Experience. Don't forget to comment down for what review you need, ArrowOS or the Pixel Experience. First of all, talking about the kernel version used here is the 4.9.2.280 ConquerOS 11, which is the default kernel and it is the recommended kernel too, because if you try to flash any other kernel you might experience some bugs in the system UI. And talking about some of the features here, you have the display settings with the adaptive brightness feature. Live display is working perfectly here. I have just done it around 2-3 days ago, and officially you have the support for the always on display over here. So always on display is also working fine. And the best thing I liked about this ROM is you have the enable blurs option. If you want blur in the system UI, you can enable this option and reboot your device for a live blur effect, which you don't get in the MIUI. Going on to the sounds option, you have the now playing option here, which is the Pixel device have, and it is also present here. Live caption also works perfectly if you use YouTube, and I have tested it personally. Some of the interesting features over here are in the system, in the gestures, and you can go on to the power menu. In the power menu you have the power menu actions where you can customize your power menu with some quick settings like airplane settings, lockdown, flashlight, users, etc. And I have just added some 4 options here. As you can see, the 4 options are present over here. In the power, if you click, you can either power off or reboot, and in the restart you can restart to system, recovery, bootloader or fast boot. So this also works perfectly fine. If you go on to some extra features over here, in the swipe on to screenshot is available over here, which is the MIUI feature. System navigation is also here where you can customize your nav bar length, the right edge and the left edge, and also you can hide the navigation bar if you don't like it. And also you have the system update option available here, but it shows that the regular updates have ended for this device as it is running the Pixel 2 props, and the Pixel 2 is not longer supported by Google for a system update. Now let's move on to some customization features. So here we are with some customization features. First, let me show you what are in the settings application you can use to customize your device. First of all, you have two sections here. One is written features and secondly is the theme customizer. Going on to the feature section, you have two options, status bar and quick settings panel, where you can customize the battery icon style. Either you need only the text or the battery style such as circle, dotted, solid or portrait here. Battery percentage option is also here. If you need it, I can also choose to hide it, or I can also choose it inside the battery icon. You also have an option to replace LTE status bar indicator with the 4G icon, and also you have the black and white QoS style like the Oxygen OS here. So yeah, you can also use this. Traffic indicator or the net speed monitor is also over here and it works perfectly fine, not like other ROMs I have reviewed earlier which had bug in it. Lock screen also has some options such as the transparent notification, fingerprint error vibration, lock screen charging information and other things which you can try out after flashing the ROM. In the theme customizer, you have some basic customizations, not some useless customizations such as the Cherish OS which degrade the performance of the device. So basic customization include here the accent color, which I have choose to aquamarine and I really liked it. In the font you have some options such as OnePlus Sans, Google Sans, but I am using Magisk module for the Google Sans font from the Android 12, which looks really clean. In the icon shape you have some options such as a squircle, circle, pebble and vessel, which you can try to use, and the icon pack means the status bar icons which you want to change, you can change them too. In the lock screen clock you have the monet feature working perfectly with the shapeshift 12 clock style, and also you have the Android S clock style over here. Moving on to some other customization, you have the styles and wallpapers, which doesn't support any extra theming, but only you can customize the grid of the pixel launcher. Yes, you heard the correct. You have the pixel launcher Android 11 version installed on it by default, but you can use Magis module to install OnePlus launcher, Shady launcher, or Launcher. So this was about customization in this ROM, and customizations you can use Magis modules to customize your device up to a high level. Let's test the safety net status, the Widevine, and also the CPU throttling test of this ROM. So if you do not root your device using the Magis manager, your safety net status will be passed automatically. But if you try to use Magis, you need to use Magis hide and that all stuff to pass your safety net. But in some cases the safety net doesn't pass after you use the Magis hide. Also in the CPU throttle test, it gave me 93% of the CPU throttle in 15 minutes of the time, which was very impressive. Now moving on to the Widevine section, you have the L3 here. Of course, because we do not have an FHD plus screen support, we have an HD plus screen. Let's test about the AnTuTu and the Geekbench benchmark results. So in the AnTuTu benchmark, we got a score of 1,07,285, which was better than that of the MIUI, which I tested a long ago. And in the Geekbench score, we have the single core score 173 and the multi-core score 748.
खत्म बाय बाय टाटा गुड बाय गया.
With the inbuilt stock kernel, the gaming performance is much boosted up than that of the MIUI, and also with screen recording the gaming is running smooth. Also, gaming for a longer period of time or more than 3 hours might experience in draining battery a little longer that I have experienced personally.
I am noob.
Killed! No mercy! Expired! Dead! Cover me!
Great! You're about to win!
The red team doesn't have a lot of time left. No mercy!
Blue team victory!
Hope you have seen the gaming performance in this ROM. Now let's talk about some other things in this ROM. First of all, this ROM comes in two variants, vanilla or the GApps. I recommend you to install the GApps variant because most of the people get confused that which GApps package we need to flash while flashing the ROM. So to avoid this confusion, you must download the GApps variant, which is size is 1.3 to 1.4 GB. The second main thing is you have the MIUI camera port pre-installed, so you don't need to look for any other Gcam instead of MIUI camera. It is not the ANX camera, it is the MIUI ported camera pre-installed over here. Now let's move on to some extra things over here. So in the settings, if you move, you have some network and internet options over here, and also if you move on to some security things, you have the app lock option available over here, which most of the people say that we need to get Shady launcher or any other launcher that supports it to get the app locker, but you have the app locker option available over here.
Seeing all the water rain fill your eyes, doing things they know, talking about the same old stories they've heard about the people they think they know. But do you ever try a path try to pop on the left side, put it up in your eye. It's gonna be hard. I'm here, run, drive, roll your mind,
over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air.